It's time to sip that coffee, get your mind right, and vibe with the queen herself. We're dishing out hot topics, wellness tips of the day, and things that make you go, Let's get this palace party started.
First, oh my God. Thank you. I've just been talking. Let me start all over. Hold on. Let me start all over. I cannot come in on that. I was talking. I gave y'all a beautiful welcome. Let's count it down. All right, all right. Let's try this again. Good morning. Happy Wednesday to everybody. You already know what it is. On Wednesday morning in the palace, it is a corporate segment. If this is your first time here, we would like to welcome you and thank you for joining us. If you're in the bushes, you're welcome as well. Hell, everybody needs a little bit of corporate and strategic strategies. That's what we do on Wednesday mornings. So if you just popped up and you're not really sure what's going on in the palace, this is not one of those days. This is not entertainment, gossip, and or hot topics. This is where we get down with the get down. This is a little bit more educational, a little bit more of a formal yet informal conversation. So this may not be for you, but I also like to give you that courtesy to choose so that you can throw up your church finger and exit stage left. Okay. So welcome everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope you woke up on the right side of the bed because I know I did. Good morning to Linda Gamble. You guys see my moderator, and Toot Latrice, my other moderator, Toot Toot Beat Beat. Listen, we're officially over 55,000 subscribers here in the palace. And I just want to quickly throw out a token of appreciation, acknowledging both Toot and Linda for holding it down for that many people. You ladies have done a phenomenal job, and I just want to recognize you publicly. So thank you so much for all of your dedication, your discipline, and your hard work. Yes, yes. So today we are in the palace, y'all, and we are going to be talking how to prepare for your performance, your end of the year performance review. That's where you have the opportunity to receive a raise. You also have the opportunity to get a bonus depending on who you work for and what your position and your status is in your company. I know for those of you that are salaried, salaried. Shit, taxes. No, you know what I'm saying. You don't get paid hourly. Okay, you know what I'm saying. Let me get my coffee because I want to make sure. I need to make sure I get my coffee. Hold on. Because I want y'all to trust me. I know what I'm talking about. Hold on. And we're going to go over some things that you should bring to the table in these performance reviews. You're going to need a note. You're going to need pen and paper. If you don't have pen and paper, utilize your cell phone. If you have a, what is it called? If you have an Apple, tap the notes section. You can make an audio note or you can kind of type it in, sticky note, whatever. Give me a couple of seconds. Let me grab my coffee, and we are going to talk about how you should prepare for your performance review. That's the end of year review, you guys. You've been doing it wrong, okay? Give me 1 second. I'm going to put on a little bit of music while I grab my cup of coffee. Listen, if you're at work and you're tuned in, go zap your coffee really quickly if you can. Go get your tea, your Coke, your water, your Dr. Pepper, whatever it is you need. I think I'm about to shock some of you. Okay. If you're listening to the television, turn it off. Give me like 10 minutes because I really want to help you succeed in corporate America if you are going to play the game. Remember, we talked about it. We said the goal is if it is your desire for you to leave and to be able to sustain your life on your own financially. However, if that is not your desire, if you are in a position in a place where you actually enjoy what you do, you love your workplace, you're thriving in your workplace, you need to know how to play the game, okay? I want to play something for you. Let me take down the banner while I'm grabbing my coffee. And I really want you to consider this.
So much of the game of power has nothing to do with data and you being a better person at something. A lot of it is pure psychology. If you have a reputation, you carry it with you. The CEO of a company, he doesn't get there based on, it's not like baseball where you have a good batting average or OPS. All right, you're going to get in the lineup, they're going to bat you in the cleanup spot. Life isn't like that. So the way somebody rises to the CEO, and I know because I was on the board of directors of a publicly traded company, is not about metrics. It's not about things that they've actually done. It's about psychology. People rise to positions of power because they know how to play the game, and they know how to play the game of psychology. They know how to appear, they know how to play the optics. They know how to intimidate. They know how to say less than necessary. They know all the psychological little gambits. That's why I wrote the 48 Laws of Power.
Real quick, I'm going to rewind this. Listen to what he's really saying. Listen to what he's really saying.
Of power has nothing to do with data and you being a better person at something. A lot of it is pure psychology. If you have a reputation, you carry it with you. The CEO of a company, he doesn't get there based on, it's not like baseball where you have a good batting average or OPS. All right, you're going to get in the lineup, they're going to bat you in the cleanup spot. Life isn't like that. So the way somebody rises to the CEO, and I know because I was on the board of directors of a publicly traded company, is not about metrics. It's not about things that they've actually done. It's about psychology. People rise to positions of power because they know how to play the game, and they know how to play the game of psychology. They know how to appear, they know how to play the optics. They know how to intimidate. They know how to say less than necessary. They know all the psychological little gambits. That's why I wrote the
They know the psychological game. Let's continue.
48 Laws of Power. This is the game of life, the game of power. The rules are a little bit nebulous, but here's how you play. You play by mastering these little psychological bits. One of them is your reputation. So
One of them is your reputation.
much of the game of power.
All right. So let's do this. Let's take this off. What we do on Wednesday morning, if you have not caught on, I teach you how to play the game. You all have been focused on your performance. You all have been focused on your productivity. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you don't know how to play the game. I know, ouch, Queen Sheba. Damn, Queen Sheba, why you saying it like that? Because it's the truth. Now, even though we are talking about how to prepare for your performance review, y'all, it's a part of the game. Knowing what to say, how to say it. Listen, those people are going to give you what they're going to give you. But I'm just teaching you how to play the game to get a little bit more, how to come to the table a little bit more polished. It's all a part of the game. Let me pause. And before we get into it, I want to see if there's any comments that I probably should hone in on. Let me see. I like that Moonchild712 said, saying what's only necessary did get me to where I am. I agree. Listen. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Chrysalis says, on break, working from home. Are y'all ready to get into it? Are y'all ready to get into the thick of it? Hey, Sin. Sin Red says, hello, Queen Sheba in chat. Good morning, everybody. All right, we're about to get into the thick of it. Are you ready to prepare to play the game at the end of the year as it relates to preparing for your performance review? Okay. I'm dropping the link in the chat for a reason, because I want to see if there's anybody that is comfortable coming up. I want to hear how y'all do it, because most people do it completely wrong. I want to hear how you do it. Carmelita says she's ready. I'm going to give just a few more seconds to see if anyone is going to come up. And if not, I'm going to show you how I'm gonna give you 3 tips. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Most of you, I wish somebody had the courage to come up. But nobody wants to be critiqued when they haven't prepared for it. That's the problem. Moments of Grace says, amen, all facts. It's not a popularity contest. It's a strategic game, and a very strategic one. And if I could be honest with you, a lot of you lose and you do horribly at it and you mistake it because of your color. And you say it's because I'm Black. Yes, we get a hard time in the workplace. African American women, women of color. Yes, we do. Men of color. But once you learn how to play the game, not so much. Okay? Not so much. Thank you, Inez. Inez says, and the Bush's queen working from home. Okay, here we go. Without further ado, this is how you are going to prep. This is how you are going to prep for that performance review. I wish I had somebody to come up and tell me. Normally what you would do is you're going to walk into this is how most of you do it. You walk into a performance review and you've archived all of the beautiful accolades you've received, all of the notes on how you're so great, how much the customers love you, how much your coworkers love you, yada, 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 right? And that's good, but it doesn't get you the money. It doesn't get you the promotion. It doesn't give you the recognition that you need, because soon you find yourself a year later doing it what? All over again. So you say, damn, now I got to start fresh come January and do the same thing and go dig for the accolades, dig for these fluffy emails. Let me tell you, you've been doing it wrong. Nobody cares. And they're never going to tell you that. They're going to say, all right. Now, let me tell you how I know this work. Most people, those of you, what's the highest bonus you've received? If you feel comfortable, put it in the chat. 1,500. What's the highest bonus you've received? Know what says I keep notes all year long of anything I did above and beyond my regular job duties. Then I send my supervisor my notes at the end of the year. You've been doing it wrong. That's what I mean. We're not doing that no more. Are y'all ready? We're not doing that. I'm going to teach you what to do. You're not doing that ever again in your life because it doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. That way, that strategy, throw it out. That's a lot of stress on you. Okay, and when I said, what's the highest bonus you've ever received? Let's see. Put a number on it, 318 Princess. Put a number on it. Carmelita said the highest she's ever received was 1,500. Chrysalis is 3,500. Jonesy is 25. Sin 3,000. Okay, ham sandwich 12,000. 10,000 by Shelly. 15% of my salary. Put a number on it. Know what says that's right. They tax the hell out of it. Know what says the highest they've received has been 4K. 2K from Mecca. 5,500. Okay, the highest I've ever received for me have been 19,000. Okay. The highest I've ever received, Queen Sheba has ever received, has been a $19,000 bonus. That's nothing, because some of my friends that were more senior than me have received 27,000. One girl last year, she received 38,000 that I know. Okay. These are people I've aligned myself with in corporate America. Okay. They say get around successful people that teach you how to play the game. Sin, you got a little bit of echo. Go ahead and mute up for me until it's time for you to speak. All right. So that's what we're talking about. Let me pause before I give you the strategies to welcome Sin and see what she would like to offer to the conversation. Welcome, Sin.
Hi, Queen Sheba. Good
Hey,
morning.
good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to everyone in the chat and yourself, Queen.
Thank you.
I've always went in a review, and the first thing I normally ask is, okay, how did the company do last year versus to this year? Because I feel like I bring a positive, action to the company. And that has been my strategy because I'm in the medical field. So it's always bringing in their revenue versus what they had prior the month, because I keep a track of everything. I always put the ball back in their hands, and then I go from there. I don't know if anyone else does that. I mean, that's just the way I do it. And I don't know, maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Yes. Okay. Are you open?
I'm open.
You open for this conversation? Okay. Go on mute for me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Sin said the way she goes into her reviews, her performance reviews, is she starts off with the question is how did the company do? That's she said when she's preparing, that's one of the things that she brings to the table to her boss. Okay. Now, I'm gonna say this. Don't do that no more. That is horrible because you should know that should be public information. That should be public information. And I need you to have that ready to go. You should already know what they did and what they hit and what the profits were. When we think about a United Healthcare, right? Right now, we know how much they made. I think it was 27. Was it 27? How much? 16, 20, was it 27 million or 27 billion last year?
27 billion.
Thank you. That's public information. So there's no way you should be walking into a meeting asking your boss, what do we do as a business? You should know that. Research it, do the work. Not saying you're on the right track, but I need you to have that answer for yourself, okay? And I'm going to tell you how to use it because you are on the right track. Sin. Now
Thanks,
let's go.
Queen. I'm ready.
Yay! You're on the right track. So she's not far off. She should know that. So she's walking in prepared. I just need her to have that answer. And really quickly, let me clarify. Know what? The largest I've received has been 19,000, but a friend of mine, two friends of mine, one of them received 27. My other one last year received 38,000. Girl, we be moving and shaking. But let me tell you how to get to the bag. You remember I just played I played the video of Robert Greene. He said it has nothing to do with data analytics, your numbers, none of this. It's all a psychological game. And the ones that win know how to play the game. They know the psychological strategies to employ within the workplace. It's not that they're smarter. It's not that they outwork you. They're more educated. They know how to freaking play the game. And the fact that they know how to play the game should cause you a huge pause right now. Let me tell you why. Because you have been so busy chasing your tail in corporate America. You chase after certifications. You chase after education. You chase after the wrong things when it's all a game. Put it down, pick up your notes, and let's go. First step, when you walk into your performance review, you should have 3 bullet points. The first bullet point should be a personal development goal that you have hit for 2024. Personal development goal. Write that down. Oh, yeah. So a personal development goal for the workplace, it's an objective that has helped you improve your professional skills and your competencies. Here's some examples. Improving your communication skills, working on your public speaking. Have you facilitated any conversations at a sales meeting, a training, a conference, private event? That could be one, communication skills. The other one, as an example, this is not a comprehensive list. This is just some examples that's going to help you jog your memory. Instead of bringing all of those emails and all of the nice stuff people have said about you, nobody cares. That is not going to get you what you need in corporate America. Developing leadership qualities. That's an example. Maybe you're aspiring to take on a supervisory role, or maybe, and in order to do that, maybe you have started to mentor others. That's an example that you can place under number 1, personal. Thank you, 318. Princess, the first one you should have ready to go to give an example is personal development goals. I just said an example could be communication, developing leadership skills. Number 3, or you can learn a new skill. We're still talking about personal development. Maybe you learned a new language. Maybe you've taken on a course to learn a new software. You see, I didn't say certification, a new skill, a new skill, a new skill. Expanding your professional network. Building relationships with people in your industry. Maybe you gave an example of how you went to a conference, and because of that, I don't know, improving time management. Improving time management, taking less time to do a job that would typically take you longer. Here's another one: improving work-life balance. Maybe you have been a problem child where you're late on your deliverables, you're late to work. Yes, you can come to the table under professional development goal and talk about how you've become more organized, more prepared, ready to go. Some steps that you've taken to set you up for success so you no longer have those issues. That is a perfect example. Developing emotional intelligence. Maybe you have a bad reputation for not being able to get along with people, and you can speak to the way that you've been able to pause in meetings and meet people where they are by way of their communication skills. And you've realized not everybody's a talker. So what you've started to do to improve your diverse communication skills is, with Sally, I now ping her or email her as opposed to calling her out in a meeting, so that she can feel more confident in speaking out, and also learning how to manage stress. Does that sound good? That's a personal development goal. Okay. Sin, anything you would like to, what's your reaction to that before I go to the second goal? Okay, she's on mute. I'm gonna go to the second goal. Do y'all got it? So yeah, this is how you prepare for your performance review. You need to have 3 examples of what you've done. Do not be sending your supervisor all those damn notes from everybody else about how great you are.
Oh no, I don't. I'm sorry, I had a phone call. No, I don't do that. I've always been in leadership roles, and I had to learn in my earlier years to hold my tongue and not just lash out when, you see people doing stupid stuff. But as far as everything you're saying makes so much more sense. When it makes sense, it's a good topic. I'm glad I was able to catch your live today.
Yep. Yep.
So it really helped me to understand, because at some point, I'm sure this is probably off the topic, but at some point you had
Okay,
to
stay on
learn.
topic, and then
No,
we'll go off because I got to give them 2 more points.
okay, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, let's stay on top. Okay, she's gonna come back. Hold that thought, jot it down, don't lose it. So that was number 1. Personal development goal. You need to be ready. They're going to be shocked when you come in. Now, I'm going to tell you, okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, business goals in the workplace. You remember when Sin said she walks into her meetings asking about how the company did? You need to know, or you should know, what the goal, the business strategy was for 2024 wherever you work. You need to figure out what the business strategy was for the entire organization, not your department, but for the entire corporation. The business goal. Number that's your second one. And how did you contribute to the business goal in the corporation? Let me give you um let me hold on. Let me give you some examples. Let's just say business goals. So for those of you that don't know, let's say you work for Amazon, and you feel like, Queen Sheba, I'm not even at a level to even know the business goals. Then you need to search public platforms to talk about what Amazon, what they're doing, their business strategy for 2024. You got to go look for it. It's the desired outcomes or the achievements that a company, Amazon, healthcare company you work for, that they're aiming to accomplish within a specific time frame. It could be a year, it could be 5 years. Okay? It could be profitability and revenue growth, where they're trying to increase their revenue, maximize their profits, ensuring financial stability. It could be market share and customer acquisition, where they're trying to take over a market. If you think about if you think about Amazon, right? Product or service development, operational efficiency, improving processes, streamlining workflows, customer satisfaction, employee engagement or retention. So it doesn't necessarily have to be specific to the market. It just needs to be specific to that corporation, that organization. Maybe people are quitting. Maybe people they have a high turnover. Here's some examples. If it's about employee engagement and or retention, you could talk about how you fostered a positive workplace, how you've helped motivate other employees, ways that you've referred people to the company. Ah, you didn't think about that, did you? Okay. Here's another example of how you can speak to the business goals. You could talk about how maybe you were important to the collaboration of the sales team, helping them to go to the market successfully to be able to sell a product. If you work for a car dealership, you can talk about how you've learned the new features, the GPS system on the Tesla, or the navigation feature, right? That's a product. And now you can speak more effectively to the customer, helping them to see the value of the upgrade versus this car over this car. Thank you, 318 Princess. Personal development, provide so personal development, I will provide 1 to 3 examples. Business goals, examples, reduce waste, increase. Yeah, okay. Now the third one. Are you ready? The third bullet point should be directly related to your business unit, your team. How have you contributed to the team? You've talked about a way you've contributed to your own personal development so that you can use whatever you've learned to continue to thrive. Number 2, you've talked about how you've contributed to the overall strategy of the corporation. Now, what have you done for me lately? That's what Janet Jackson says. That means, how have you shown up on this team? Sin, give us a specific example that somebody could use regarding how they've contributed to their team.
Well, it's coming in, being a positive team player.
Not positive. You got to be specific. What does that mean?
It means never come in with an attitude saying anything that anyone has an opinion of is not going to work without even trying. You have to be able to be open to changes, and to respect other people's opinions. Because if you come in negative and you're not giving your other employees a chance to express their opinions, then that's going to leave them feeling like, well, why am I on this team if they're not going to let me speak? Because a lot of people are so quick to say, oh, I don't like her because she don't let nobody talk about what's going on her team, or what's going wrong, or how can they change. I mean, a team is never, there's not an I in team, and there's not a me in team. It's a team. And everyone's opinion may be that one opinion that may help change the whole office. So
Okay.
you have to be open to take corrective criticism and not feel as if someone is attacking you.
Okay. So this is how you can sum it up, because that's a lot of words, right?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. I love you. Thank you for just roll with me. Thank you. Right?
Okay.
Because right now, here's the thing. When people are listening to you talk, they are listening for commonalities and a way to stick to you like Velcro, whether they're white, black, yellow, brown, man, woman, or child. If we are not specific in our wordings, they cannot stick to us like Velcro. What you're saying is absolutely correct. You just have to say it quicker and get them there faster. So she's saying that she contributed to the team by helping to promote a positive and inclusive work environment. Boom. What's
Gotcha.
an example? Valuing the individual differences of everyone on the team. Their thought leadership, knowing that we're all diverse in our thinking, and being open to other suggestions, recommendations, and or feedback from the team members. Give a specific example. That one time, Sen and I were in the meeting, and I produced product ABC, and I thought it was great. But what really elevated it and took it to the other level is when Sin recommended that instead of a 6-month rollout, we should actually consider a 9-month rollout. I thought that was brilliant, and that's an example of how I've contributed to fostering an inclusive environment, being open to what others bring to the table, and honoring their skill sets. You get
You
what
are
I'm
so
saying?
sweet. Yes, Queen
Okay.
Sheba.
You
I don't
felt
have
like
my
it.
I don't have my thinking cap on today.
All right. Another example that you can use: supported team members during challenging times. Maybe somebody lost a loved one and
Oh
you
yeah.
were there and you brought cake and ice cream. Listen, these are small things, but it still contribute. I'm giving you some fluffy items, some interpersonal skills that you can bring to the table. Maybe you mentored a junior team member, helping them to develop their skills and achieve their career goals. Now you see how you've taken the focus off of you. Because the
Exactly.
old way y'all would do it and all, look at me, look at me, look at me. Nobody cares. How does
Mm-mm.
that help the business? How does that help the team? Because that's self-serving. And this is how you play the game. Another one is you sought and apply. Oh, we talked about that. Shared your own expertise and knowledge. Many people hoard information in corporate America. Talk about how you jumped in and shared what you knew from your education, your degree. And those are examples of how you can come to the table prepared for your end of the year performance review in 2024. You're going to have a personal development bullet point. You're going to have a organizational bullet point, and you're going to have a business unit / team bullet point. Those are 3 specific examples of how you've contributed to the organization. And it's not fluff, it's specific examples, and it's not about you, and it's not an entry level conversation. You've just elevated yourself in the workplace. Now your boss is looking at you completely different. And what you're going to do, hold on, is you're going to email this to your boss 5 minutes before your meeting starts. To those of you in the chat, you got it. Don't send it 3 days ahead. Don't send it 4. Don't send it 5. You're going to send it 5 minutes before the meeting starts. Let's pause. What are your thoughts, Sin?
Well, I wanted to say this before I forgot, because I'm getting up there in age. But I started a program with one of my jobs that I had in my early 30s. It was death in any family member, or any family member of someone lost. Younger generation, they don't think of things like that. So what I started doing was, anytime someone had a family member that passed away, no matter if it was cousin, uncle, not a close relative, I started, just giving them a Ivy from Walmart. And, you know, and then all of a sudden, everybody was like, "Oh, can we get get money given to you every month in case somebody passes, and you can just get the flowers all the time?" And I was like, "Sure, that's fine, because you can say what you want to say, but if someone signs a card to wish that person to say their condolences, that makes that person that signed that card feel good to know that they had a part of that."
That
And
does, but it may not get them a promotion.
no, it didn't. This was
Oh,
among my own team that I had.
I got you. I
So
got you. And that's
I just
that's
want to throw
really
that
nice.
party. And it
Yeah.
was a mixture of race. So, that was just something that was I implemented, and it went
I
on
got
for
you.
years and years. And, that's just me. But
No, it just depends. And I think that's nice. I'm not saying don't do it. But for the purpose of today, I think that's a great add-on. And that's something you can mention, but that's not something you can mention year after year after year.
right.
You get what I'm saying? I think that's a great
Oh, I
way
get you.
to be cohesive, to show empathy, to be very interpersonal. But when we're talking about how to go prepared to your performance review, that is an example that if you choose to use this year, you cannot use it next
Right.
year.
Well, I'm
Um,
tired
Hold
next
on. Moments of grace. Yep, 5 minutes so that they can do a quick review, but can't quickly change. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, moments of grace. I hope you're taking this in what I'm saying. You have to send it 5 minutes before. And this is, let me tell you why I say 5 minutes. Play the game. 5 minutes so that they can do a quick review, but can't quickly change their strategy of what they will say to you about your performance. Absolutely. You're going to jam them up. They're not going to expect you to come like that. That's
No.
higher level thinking. That's the strategy of a high performer, what I just gave you. I want you guys to get out of the fluff. I want you guys to get out of the entry level thinking. That's why you're not going where you need to go in corporate America, because we are at baseline, and they keep you at baseline because nobody's giving you these strategies that I'm giving you. You cannot focus on the low hanging fruit and expect the maximum income, the maximum bonus. You got to go and you got to play the game. I know I sound a little tough, but it's a tough world out there.
You're so true, Queen. And I know you can't go in there going, da, 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 da.
Well, no, you can't. And you can't go in there talking about flowers neither. And
I was just throwing that in.
I love your idea. I think it's great. But when we talking about money, I don't know.
No, I was just throwing that out there, implementing my team that I did
I
before.
got you. So you got to be ready to go. And this is going to give you a bird's eye view of where you really stand. Not only within the corporation, what do they truly value? If I'm coming prepared and you are refuting what I'm saying, and I know I'm prepared because Queen Sheba told me I'm prepared. Oh, you with the BS. This is not a good place for me because I know I'm coming prepared. I'm operating on a higher level. I'm challenging myself to prepare for this conversation. And you know you did. And then that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Love the bullet points. Thank you. Has anybody ever done this in the chat? I bet you once says, thank you for the information on how to get my coins. So Sin, what are your thoughts? Are you going to utilize any of this? I think you're on mute or you're on a call, but mute up if you are on a call. But yeah, this is how you go prepared, you all. You got to be ready to go. And here's the thing. Nobody's going to tell you this. I'm telling you this. They know this. You don't.
Exactly.
And that's what. Go ahead.
And you think about all the good bullet points that you presented to us today. I mean, I really appreciate it. Where were you 25 years ago or 30 years ago for me?
Do you still work or are you retired?
I'm retiring next year.
Oh, I got you. Now, listen to my question. Do you still work or are you retired?
I work.
There you go. Then you can still use it.
Okay.
Until you walk out that door, you should be showing up 1,000. It's not too late if you're going to stay there for another year. So you're not retired yet. So don't be just taking up space.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I got you. I know my worth before I even walk in the door.
Because a part of that, because they feel like people that have another challenge within the workplace is they feel like people with tenure don't want to change. You're not open to new strategies. You're not open to new ideas. And a lot of companies do target older people to get rid of you before you can retire.
Exactly.
That's real. So if you are going to stay, to those of you that are tuned in, I highly encourage you to be open and play the game before they walk you out.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of people, and it has nothing to do with your race. Honey, I've seen some of the top executives, quote unquote, get forced into resigning right before their retirement date. And I'm talking about right before. Jonesy says, don't tell them your personal side hustle information. The hate is real. I made that mistake. Listen, you shouldn't be talking about nothing at work except work. And you never talk about your health unless it's good. Go ahead, Sin.
I said exactly.
Yes. One lady came up to me this weekend at the Winter Wonderland party, and she said, thank you for saying do not talk about your health at work unless it's good. Listen, that's the quickest way to get a target on your belt. I mean, on your back. That's the quickest way to get a target. I don't care how empathetic people seem. It's like, I think I read this in How to Win Friends. How to win friends and influence people. Don't ever talk about your health at work unless it's good. Period. Point blank. Okay. As far as they know, everything's great. The only people that should know that is HR when you're filling out that FMLA. That's it. That's all. You say too much in a workplace. People can only talk about what they know.
No. Never
Say
talk
it
about
again,
what you
Sam.
have at home.
Say it again. People can only talk about what?
What they know, what you
What
shared.
they know. Yep. Okay. Chrysalis says, any awards that was received from the team or any kudos? I wouldn't talk about no awards.
Mm-mm.
Not in my performance review.
Mm-mm.
I would. It's elementary.
They know what you got because they got it all in their hands before you even walk in the door.
Yeah. I wouldn't talk about it. I'm giving you the formula. I wouldn't talk about, and those people really like me, and then they said I was the best. Da, da, da. What did you do for them to like you? That's what you talk about. Maybe you waited after work and you sat outside with a customer for 2 hours. Talk about that. How does that align with your business unit? How does that align with the business strategy? Boom. That's it. That's all. I hope today's conversation has been insightful. I hope it's gotten some of you ready to go, because listen, those performance reviews should be happening probably starting now, if not towards the middle of last week. So now all it takes is one day, y'all, to prepare. Maybe 45 minutes. Take 45 minutes. Go through your bullet points. Type it out. Don't be long-winded. Give specific examples. They're going to come in the meeting. They're going to say, okay, welcome to your performance review, blah, blah, blah. If you feel like your boss is about to start, interrupt him or her and say, do you mind if I go first?
Mm.
Oh,
They're gonna be like, this damn nigga.
do you mind if I go first? They're going to say, do you have any questions? Do you have before we get started? Say, yeah, actually not a question, but a request. Do you mind if I go first? Oh, sure. Okay. So here's what I did to kind of help contribute to the conversation. What I wanted to do is kind of outline some things for you. And thank you to Latrice, I have them here. My personal development goals, my business goals that I've been able to achieve for the year, and also organizational goals, okay? Team goal, whatever you want to call it. Personal development goal. Here's some things that I took on in order to enhance my professional competencies, my skills, and my interpersonal whatever. A, B, C. The second goal that I would like to talk, you see how quick that is? That don't take a lot. The second goal I would like to hone in on is the business goal, where we're headed as an organization. I know at the beginning of the year, CEO to Latrice said that our goal this year was to close out at $42 million. And, that was going to be a heavy lift for the entire organization. So what I was able to do is I was able to reduce waste by encouraging my team members to A, B, C, D. Boom, boom, boom. The third goal that I would like to hone in on is specific to our team. Specific to our team. Save the team for last. You go first, the corporation goes second, and the team goes last. I gave you the words. The last one I would like to hone in on is specific. Use that word. To our team. And I'm writing it in the chat. Initially, when you came on, we were a new team. So some things that I've done regarding your new leadership over us is what? I don't know. I'm just giving you examples. That's it. That's all. So that's all I have for today. And I hope it's relevant to today's conversation. Guess what? Boom, the meeting is damn near over with. The meeting is damn near over with. You do now see what they have to say. There you go, two Latrice. Number 3 is team goals, specific to the team. Sin, what are your thoughts? Okay, girl, you got a delay. Shelly 111, as a senior leader overseeing directors, project managers, supervisors, and their teams, I've observed that demonstrable success evidenced by contributions, attitude, and actions. Words are words. Thank you. That's why I highly encourage you. Don't go in with letters of praise. It's very self-centered. It's very entry level.
And
Don't.
not a letter from your preacher either.
Okay, now you want to play. Look, this ain't that kind of show. Listen, do not go in, with your preacher, your nail tech. Listen, don't go in with customer letters talking about how great you are. Talk about how your service, your phenomenal customer service has contributed to the overall mission of the airline, the mission of the hospital system. How you put customer first. You've taken on a customer first attitude. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Thank you so much, Queen, for allowing me to come on your platform.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming up. Thank you for
And not
being in the
falling
hot seat. Thank you for being open.
and not falling asleep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I appreciate you. So
I appreciate you, and I will go ahead and end, and you and the rest of the palace have a great day.
you too, Sin.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. I see one in the chat. Somebody says that they have their, okay, let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Carmelita Haygood says she has hers. So her stuff has to be done by the 31st. You're ready. That's it. That's it. Specific. Don't be too long-winded in those meetings. Just because it's 30 minutes doesn't mean you have to take up the entire time. You come in, you say what you need to say, you give specific examples. Who was that came in? There was Shelly says, demonstratable success. You should be able to demonstrate it by way of storytelling. Evidence by your contributions, how you've helped, your attitude, being open to learning. And also, you can also talk about personal development. Maybe you made a mistake within the corporation, right? And you can hone in on that. Maybe it was a big mistake in June that you made. Talk about what you did to reshape that, to pivot in a moment, what you learned from that, and what you did that was actionable to put yourself back on the right track as it relates to your own personal development. Any other questions before we end this live? Any thoughts, any comments? I hope it was helpful. I really enjoyed talking about that. I really enjoyed helping you all. Absolutely. Ruby Jewel says, thank you, Queen. I love our Wednesday corporate segments. It's my pleasure. I think some of you, it's going to set you up for growth in the corporation. I think it's going to cause your superiors, your senior director, your manager, your supervisor to look at you differently. And even if it doesn't, hopefully it causes you to look at yourself differently, if that makes any sense. That is going to put you in a different realm. That is going to catapult you to say, damn, I never did that like that before. I like showing up prepared. That felt great. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. You're welcome. Carmelita Haygood says, so much knowledge. Thank you. It was very helpful. I love these segments. Take it, run with it. Take it and run with it. Yep. Anybody that has if you have a performance review coming up, and if you have a question for me and would like to put it in the chat or come up and ask a specific question, I can hang out for like 2 to 3 more minutes. If you have a performance review coming up and you need to bounce something or have a question, feel free to utilize the chat or click the link. And if not, I am going to release everybody from this corporate segment. All right, I'll give it a few more seconds. If you're coming up, let me know in the chat, because otherwise I'm going to unplug and release you all. Yep. All right. Well, looks like that may be it. Thank you, everybody, for a wonderful segment. I always enjoy all things corporate America on Wednesday morning on this corporate segment. Yeah. Good luck on your performance reviews and good luck. I hope you get the bonus that you deserve. The bonus that you deserve, not what you think you deserve, but what you deserve. Jonesy says, I have a meeting maybe next time. Absolutely. I hope you get the bonus that you deserve. Protect Your Peace says, absolutely found value in this life. Thank you. My review's early next year. I'll be ready. Yes. Write it down so you don't forget. Write it down and listen, let's just say you're out at dinner and a specific example comes up to you about what you did and what category you can place it under. You need to stop, drop, and roll. Do not trust your memory. You are going to forget. You need to whip out your phone, type it up real quick, send a text to somebody, whatever you need to do to get it out your head and on paper or somewhere where you can go back and refer to it later. Otherwise, you're going to forget and you'll never think of another one like that. This was great. Thank you. You're welcome. Airy Aquari 719. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. All right. So Toot Latrice has put it down for you all. If you would like to screenshot what my moderator has placed in the chat, personal development goal, provide 3 examples, business goals, and team goals. I'm going to say this, have 3 examples ready to go. Because depending on how savvy your boss is, if your boss, if your senior director is a really good leader, you may not have to provide all 3. You may have an extended dialogue on your first example. If you are really tuned in to the leadership of your business unit, you probably know what they're going to come to the table with or can anticipate what they're going to come to the table with. And if you can beat them to the punch, it can become an extended dialogue. You've just taken the pressure off of them to have to give you feedback. People can respect that when we are both thinking the same thing. I love you more now. Whew, you made it easy for me because senior directors and managers and supervisors are people too. So if you really do an honest and transparent assessment of who you are and what you bring to the workplace, they're going to appreciate you. Don't be hyping yourself up if you know your performance was subpar. Call it out, but call it out in the most beautiful way and watch them look at you differently. Watch maybe they extend themselves and lean in a little bit more to help you because it takes a lot for a person to come to the table and say, here's some things that I'm aiming for or I've mastered. And one of your goals under personal development, business unit, team, or organizational can be futuristic. Okay? It can be futuristic. What do you mean? Futuristic. Here's where I'm headed in 2025. Here's my roadmap for 2025. Got it? How did you? So you said I helped save an account that was going to be canceled. Give me something specific and actionable. What did you do? Another way you can say with that is I assisted with the persistency of an account that was at risk. that was at risk. They know what that means. That means I help with something, a high risk customer. I was able to, but what did you do? You can't say I helped saved. What did you do? I'm waiting, Chrysalis, so I can call it out real quick. So I assisted with the persistency of an account that was at risk. You see the different language? One is, okay, baseline. The other one is more of a what? You start to speak like a leader. That means you know the terminology and the lingo in your field. That's another one that you can put for personal development. Personal development goal is I am becoming more fluent in the lingo and terminology in my field. Y'all need to know what the language is in your field. Because when you say, I helped save an account that was going to be canceled, what field are you in? What language do they use? Because if it's in sales, you should be saying, I assisted with the persistency of an account that was at risk. Now y'all done got me on the roll. I was going to log out. Chrysalis put something in front of me, and I like it. Great one. Thank you, 92.7. Am I lying? You got to know the lingo in your field. You can't be scared of it. You got to use it, even if it's one word. Chrysalis, I'm waiting on you to tell us what you did or an example of how you saved that account that was at risk. I'm putting you on a spot. Yes, I'm putting you on a spot. Anybody want to, I guess that's it. Chrysalis is like, you ain't gonna have me type in the chat. That's another one you can do. You got to become fluid, people of color, Black people, with the terminology in your field. Is nothing worse than saying not knowing the terminology in your field. The lingo, okay, Moments of Grace says the lingo also allows them to know you actually understand what is happening. Yes, in the team or meetings and also in the marketplace. I'm going to tell y'all something. Listen, in the marketplace, just as much as you are on social media, you need to be, just like you go to YouTube for your entertainment, every now and then, maybe once a week. I ain't going to even say twice a week. Once a week, listen to a YouTube about your industry. If you're not a reader, read an article about your industry if you're not a YouTuber. Start being a little bit more hands-on. And if you don't want an article, if you don't want research, then go to somebody on YouTube or social media that covers your industry in a way that you can receive their style of communication, because the lingo matters. The lingo says, listen, damn, you know your stuff. And you don't need to know a lot. You just need to know enough to be dangerous. You just need to know enough to be dangerous. What does that mean? Just a little bit. Enough to be dangerous. You need to know the word, and then you need to know how to break it down in layman's terms. Layman's terms means simplify the language, but don't get it twisted. I know the more sophisticated lingo too, if I have to. And you should be using it in your meetings. Savannah says, research, research, research. Chrysalis, did I run you off? I want you to come back over here. All right. I think that's it. Let me check. Hold on. I'm checking for one thing I thought I saw that came through. Look, Chrysalis, we decided that we're not talking about any team awards or anything, right? Because these are kind of different level meetings. We're trying to talk about how to move away from that traditional approach and get to the bag and get those promotions and those performance bonuses and also pay increase. Thank you. Savannah says you need to know enough to understand and take that basic knowledge and use it as a platform for the next. Yes. And build up on it. Master those words. I don't care if it's one word. I don't care if it's one word. Learn one word a month. Master it. Apply it in the right context. And then learn another one and another one. And with that being said, I appreciate you all tuning in. I know I've said bye 1,000 times, but I mean it this time. I mean it this time. All right. Take care, everybody.